Just thought I'd do a quick review of my brand new 22 Alpha and go through some of the stuff I did on the build this year. Review wise, Alpha's been on for a while. It's my second Alpha. Not gonna wood, I haven't had any Alpha failures as far as the skid frame goes. If you're an Alpha guy, then you already know how they ride. If you're not an Alpha guy, they're fun. They're a lot of fun. They're definitely very capable sleds. I really like the traction that they get. I thought of this as 154, thought about taking it out to 165, just because I want a little bit more flotation. This year we hit one of the kind of epic snowfalls in reveiw, Colorado. That was really deep. Snow that we don't get to see a lot, even going out there with our trips and plan and stuff. We kind of are snow chasers and whatever, but yeah, I ride with all RMK guys. I'm not going to do a compare contrast too much, just because you know they're both really good sleds. I do have a 165 guy in my group, and that's kind of why I thought about going to 165, because there's the flotation that he got with 165 RMK. Was very good. The other guy's got a 155 RMK. He got stuck a little bit more, quite a bit more than the rest of us, but not that it was the sled or whatever. I personally like the Alpha. I like the turn-ups. When you're coming down a hill, you can turn up real fast. I like that you can play in the meadow. It's a very playful sled. It's got a shock lock on it, so if you want to keep the skis down. There's a lot of really good things I like about it. Motor-wise, 800 to the 850s. My motor has some stuff done to it, which we'll get into. But I will say the difference between the 850 and the 800, in my opinion, is the 800, I feel like, is got that more two-stroke blood work to it, where it's that real snapping and low end, real good mid-range, where I feel like the 850 has more of a four-stroke power band, where when it comes on, and it's just a nice linear power. So that's really good. The low end on them, I feel like a little bit of clutching goes a long way with them, just because they are geared a little bit taller than an Alpha, is probably why. But there was some times, like throughout the day, I'd get stuck 5 times, and buddy would get stuck 2 times or something, on his 165. You just need a little bit more momentum with a 155, which can be tiresome in the trees, trying to pick around. There was times where he could stop on 165 and just get going and stuff, and the 154 was more like, okay, I'm going to keep in and out of throttle, pick your lines, and you could stop a lot with the 165, which I did like, and kind of made me think about going to that a little bit. I do have 165 skid. I don't have it in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to it. But the Alpha in itself, I like just how easy the sled just rolls right over. It really is, there's a lot of great things about it. I like, personally, I can see also though why there's guys that would want a twin rail, because a little bit of input on this sled is a lot. There's a lot of times where we're in such good snow where you could just not even have to hop over and just lean, and the sled would just lean and go. That was kind of tricky for me this year to get into. We typically ride more setup snow, so it was usually I'm got my foot over and lean the sled. But once you find that line, it's really good. I feel like it lays over really nice. I had a Mountain Cat before this. The Mountain Cat shock package I don't like as much as the coilovers personally. I feel like the Mountain Cat's more like this, where the hardcore is you can kind of tip it over and then tip it back, and tip it over and tip it back. It doesn't dive as much. But as far as like doing turn-ups and getting around stuff, I mean, it really does a great job. I'm really impressed with the traction that it has. Like, there's a lot of times where, the pin and wiggle, on my dual rail that I used to have, you would pin and wiggle until you got stuck so bad your buddies hated you. On this sled, it's more like you get on it, just stay on it until all of a sudden it's whoop, and you're right back up on top, which I really like. My build, so we'll get into a couple things that Cat didn't do this year. They did a lot of stuff over the years, obviously. This chassis, the Ascender chassis, but one thing that has been phenomenal is the adapt clutches. I have a Riot, which I'll get into a video on that. That's something I built. The adapt clutches, phenomenal. They're very quiet. I didn't have any problems with my other clutches either, but they're very quiet. Now, getting on my Riot and trail riding that, it's like, man, man, this thing's loud, you know, compared to these adapts. These adapts really are a quiet clutch. They're easy to work on. Weights are cheap, so that was pretty nice. But my whole build, as you can see, I got some TKI stuff on here, more or less cosmetic stuff. You know, obviously that has a purpose too, but knock on wood, I haven't had any failures with it. I got a BM Fab front bumper, Road Concept out the back, Road Concept rail brace, pin boards, and Ice Age Elevate spindles, SLP Powder Pros, which we all know how great those are, mountain seat, a couple other small tricks, things like that. But the one thing that a couple things that I really like, I also have the Zebros front skid shock. A couple things that I really like is I have a Bikeman Stage 1 kit on here, not the full kit, and we'll get into that a little bit. So I started out with just a pipe, and then I finally put the wide pipe on, and I finally flashed it. I'm running MDS weights, not Bikeman's clutch kit. I'm a flatlander in Wisconsin. Obviously, we go out west, we ride a lot of deep trees. You know, we like to be in the trees a lot. That's, you know, creek bottoms and stuff. You're very limited if you're a flatlander, you know, to go from extreme low to extreme high elevation. We run a lot of 12,000-ish feet where we go in Colorado, like Pagosa Springs, stuff like that. So you're limited, you know, without doing more flashes and stuff like that. With the Bikeman setup, use one flash, you're probably losing a little bit of power compared to a Speedworks or something like that going out west. Down low, it's awesome. Out there even, it's really awesome too, but down low you can really feel that power at lower elevation. Out west you can feel it. I mean, it's there, it's very exciting. I do run a TKI belt drive, put that on. I really like it. One thing I will say about it is I feel like the MVM belt drive with the fan in there that would keep the snow out of there would be advantageous. Every night when we get done riding, I just pull the snow out and stuff and make sure it's free, which hasn't been a big deal. I'm running a Bikeman pipe on here too, so obviously everybody knows it's loud. The full skid plate from Articat, which has been nice. That's been a nice addition. Octane ink wraps, but as far as the mods go, you know, I really, like I said, the Bikeman, the Ice Age has been a big hitter for me. I can see if you're a guy that, you know, you're coming through a creek or a meadow, you know, and you get to something and you want to wheelie over it and then hop over. If you're a guy that just kind of wants to go through it, I would probably, you know, keep the front end down a little bit more. Obviously, locking the shock helps a ton. But I feel like the Articat spindles keeps that front end really planted, almost like kind of heavy. So the Ice Age Elevate spindles are great, you know, for that. But once I put that front skid shock in, the bigger spring, it definitely is lighter, you know, and it's almost like sometimes when you get on it, I mean, everybody that rode an Alpha, it's going to wheelie like pretty aggressively, really aggressively, in my opinion. And obviously that's why you got the shock lock. Now I know there's some guys who are going to say, oh, we don't really like that good, but they do. And you know, when I put that front skid shock in there, that spring, it definitely made it more playful, but to the point where it's like, you got to slow down a little bit and stuff. As far as washing out in hard packed snow, knock on wood, I've never noticed that. I think that's more of guys that are trying to go 50 miles an hour across the side hill where the track starts slipping off. Just slow down, you know, just bring it a little bit, slow down. You don't have to go 100 miles an hour, you know, and, you know, once you get it'll dig in a little bit. I like to run just a little bit of a trench, like when I start going, I'll hammer on the gasket, break through that crust a little bit, and then, you know, just go, like in my opinion, like a dual rail would, you know, just get a little breakthrough and start going. The track obviously is I knock on wood, I haven't had any problems with it. Maintenance the track, you know, as far as making sure it's tight. I'm running Hellfire wheels on there, kind of cosmetics. I mean, they're aluminum polished, but yeah, this is my favorite build so far. Next year, I'm 99% sure I'm going to be putting a solid turbo on it, just to try it out. I've never done it. Really just want to try it and see what it's all about. But hope you guys like my video. I'll be doing a little bit more videos going forward. I'm going to do one on my Riot here soon, which is basically the same build, but it's a twin rail setup. It's a regular Riot 1.6 track. You know, again, I personally, when Articat came up with this Alpha, we ran into a couple of Arctic Cat guys testing the 22 sleds, and that was in 21, and they gave me the tether, and they're like, just don't go logging with it, and we went for a ride. I wasn't on it for 100 yards. I'm like, I'm buying one of these. I want one of these, you know, and it just rolls over so very nice. And unfortunately, Arctic Cat's marketing is horseshit, to say the best. You know, Polaris does a really good job of marketing, pushing product, and telling people what they're getting. Arctic Cat, I've always been an Arctic Cat guy for, you know, as long as I can remember, 20 years now. Which I'm, you know, I was a little kid then, you know, but you know, their marketing isn't that great, so you don't hear a lot of alpha hype that much anymore. It came out of the gate pretty hard. It was kind of a big bang, you know, and it's still, you know, going into the Catalyst now. I'll be running the Catalyst next year for a trail set, and I'll wait for the big motor for their alpha. But this has been my favorite build so far. I really enjoy it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, the Alpha skid, don't be afraid of it. You know, get on your buddies, take it for a ride. Rent one if you can, you know. They're fun. It's a fun sled for sure. Just don't override it because it will roll you right over. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You got any questions about any of the modifications I did? Again, the Bikeman is the pipe, wide pipe, can with Bikeman's stage round flash. MDS weights. I run MDS weights in all my sleds. Steve at MDS is a great guy. Can't say enough good about him. A lot of my Polaris buddies run MDS stuff too. Yeah, that's that. Thanks for watching.